全打一条线啊！
我叫 Natalie， 今年9岁。
抓紧拳头。
我爸爸来自瑞士，
加油！加油！
妈妈是北京人。
起立！
温柔的严格。
爸爸20年前在少林寺学武术1年，
不如当年了。
今天我也来到少林寺学武术啦。
Natalie is 9 years old and is from Switzerland. Today, she came to Shaolin Temple with her father to learn Kungfu.
这个呢，就是我们少林寺武僧团的教头仁僧法师。
欢迎你们来到少林寺。这段时间呢，由我来教授、传授你们少林功夫及少林文化。
要好好听话，要不然仁僧法师会揍你啊！然后让仁僧法师给你们教一下。
Why would little Natalie come here to learn Kungfu? That is related to her father's experience 20 years ago when he was at Shaolin Temple. Ever since Natalie was born, her father Fabian Furrer kept saying to her 2 words, Kung Fu. But what does that mean exactly? Natalie doesn't know. From now on, Natalie will spend 1 week in Shaolin Temple. She can't wait to start the adventure.
师傅以后教你问题只教你3次，如果3次你还记不住的话，你要接受师傅的惩罚了，就证明你没有用心，懂不懂？再问。
什么时候开始训练呀？
明天就要开始你的少林寺学习的第1课了。
Master Yansen is not only a Kung Fu master but also a great teacher. He has taught many disciples. He is also known for his strictness. Then, will Natalie get accustomed to the life in the Shaolin Temple her dad arranged for her?
Oh yeah.
咱们要爬到那上面去，因为达摩洞在那。
原来 Papi 在那边很长的时间。
Natalie's father Fabian is deputy president of a design company in Beijing, while her mother is a housewife. Presently they live in Beijing. This time, Fabian asked for leave to accompany his daughter to learn Kung Fu. They settled at a hotel near the Shaolin Temple. Fabian also bought a monk uniform.
早上好，师傅。
早上好。好，把衣服脱了，准备练功。
OK。
这个是Natalie，大家欢迎。这个是Natalie的爸爸。这段时间呢，他们会跟大家一起训练，你们要在一起互相学习、互相帮助，好不好？好。来进队。
OK。
From now on, the training officially begins.
好，我们现在开始跑步，走。
Day 1 is the basic training. After several rounds, Natalie is left behind. To encourage her, her father keeps running behind her. But Natalie is not the only one left behind. There is another little disciple. When the disciples are stretching their legs, Xu Zhongpeng suddenly begins coughing. Master Yansen came over.
怎么了？太累了是不是？
岔气了。
岔气了，来这吸，吐，吸，吐。下次坚持不住告诉师傅说，好不好？你坐这休息一会儿吧，坐这歇会儿，好不好？
This little disciple is Xu Zhongpeng, 6 years old, who has been in the Shaolin Temple for 3 years. He is very hardworking. But he doesn't talk much, a very introverted child. Master hopes that the arrival of the new member Natalie will change something. Natalie fails to catch up with others in running, and here comes a 10-minute horse stance. It seems another torture for her.
最后30秒啊，准好了。那你把手放好，还有20秒。还有10秒。起立，揉揉腿，或者放松一下。
脚疼死了，连走路都走不了。但挺难的，我就是一直抖，像一个抖的发动机。
哇，比妈妈厉害，娜塔莉，太棒了！
能不能在小卖部给我买个好吃的？
Normally, Natalie's mother does not like Natalie to have snacks. Today, she takes Swiss chocolate for her and other disciples.
谢谢娜塔莉。
这会坏的，赶快吃，不能留啊！
这个。
好吃吗？
What's your name? 徐崇鹏。徐忠鹏。
Chocolate is not for free. Natalie's horse stance is wrong. Master asks Xu Dongpeng to teach her.
你要说话哦，然后怎么做呀？怎么做呀？好，来起来，蹲马步，预备。
After the 10-minute rest is house stance punch exercise, which surprises her and makes her even more flurried.
抓紧一点，知道不知道？3、7、8，马步，1、2，再大声点，3、2、1、2，再来一次啊！1、2。
那你第一天来，看到你师傅害怕吗？为什么害怕他？
严肃。
严肃啊！
那今天不让你们那么累，明天开始都会一点点的加重你们的课程，因为他跟不上，他刚来，在一起要互相帮助，好不好？好。好，立正。下课。
谢谢师傅。
好。
还有在身边的后门，有一个训练场原来。
对。
有。
After the training, the disciples learned that Natalie's father also studied Kungfu at the Shaolin Temple. They are curious how he came to the Shaolin Temple 20 years ago. Shaolin Kung Fu is a very representative and mysterious Chinese Kung Fu. Shaolin Temple attracts people all over the world. In 1997, despite his family's opposition, Fabian quit his high-paid job in the US government and came to Songshan Shaolin Temple to learn Kung Fu. The decision confused both his family and friends.
我是第一份工作在欧工体，在华盛顿工作，就是在新闻。当时我开始越来越累，越来越累，因为都是物质的东西，我要更是追求另外一个生活的方式。
After the training, Natalie's father showed her around, telling her he was not happy when in the US. When he learned about the Shaolin Temple in the film, he was caught by the mysteriousness of the Shaolin Temple, and he came here to start his reclusive life.
比如了吃的东西非常不习惯，然后非常简单，馒头、白菜，然后土豆是类似这样子的。 就是太简单了，白开水。
语言又不通，那他无数次跟我提起说，他在少林寺度过的第一个晚上，就是睡觉特别冷，那个床很硬，很多人睡在一个大通铺上。
The year Fabian spent in the Shaolin Temple made him a strong body and molded a rugged character. Starting with Shaolin culture, Fabian became interested in China and decided to stay here. In 2002, Fabian met a Beijing girl Tang Xiaoqian.
第一次见面就是少林寺，他有一个黑的一个夹子，拿着他那个就是在少林寺拍的一些照片，然后他就给我们看，哇，一个外国人，哦，做的这么好，中国功夫，穿着那个武僧的衣服，好英武啊，一下就，哎呦，好崇拜，就那样。
Because of his story with the Shaolin Temple, Fabian suggested to Tang Xiaoqian that no matter they had a boy or girl, they would send him or her to the Shaolin Temple for 1 year. Tang Xiaoqian rejected the idea firmly. Fabian and his wife often argued with each other on this.
他跟我就是不断的在提，婚前在提，婚后也在提，然后生孩子以前他还在说将来咱们要是有个孩子，5岁的时候给他送到少林寺吧，让他待1年，感受一下。我说你开什么玩笑？
Natalie was born in 2008. Since she is a girl, Tang Xiaoqian did not agree on the 1 year at Shaolin Temple project, but Fabian insisted. It was not until this year, the 20th year after Fabian left the Shaolin Temple, that Tang compromised and agreed to send Natalie to the Shaolin Temple for 1 week to commemorate the anniversary. It's raining today, so Master Yansen changed the training place to the Kungfu room. Some foreigners are running with Natalie's team from all over the world. The Kungfu class takes weeks or years. Natalie's team members have been learning Kungfu for about 3 years. What challenges will the second day training bring to this newcomer? Natalie needs to learn leg hold jump. She can do the knees up punch. But she becomes afraid when it's time to do the forward roll. She wants to turn to her mother, but the master stops her right away.
Xu Dongpeng 他都可以做到。来，徐仲鹏，那个小姐姐做一个，让她看看，只要用脚一蹬就行了。哎，是不是？在训练过程中，当他遇到困难的时候，他会看到比他还小一个很小的弟弟还在坚持，所以这就是对他最大的鼓励。你再做一次，你不害怕？师傅在你旁边又不会摔到你。来，站起来，你看啊，
我肯定还不会。
那你蹲在地，用头顶着地，慢慢的啊，先别滚，然后用那脚。
As Natalie has by far not been able to overcome her fear, Master Yansen begins to teach with a stern face. Now without the family's care, can Natalie succeed in this challenge?
来，过来，来这里。我告诉你啊，你必须要做成，明白没有？不要说不，你要说可以的，听见没有？退一次，用脚蹬。再来一次，你做这个的时候，滚的时候用这个手抱着一个腿，知道不知道？抱腿，抱腿，抱腿，再快点！站起来，再继续走。来，加油！再来一次，抱腿，哎，很好，再来，走，对，加油，再快点！再快，太慢了。你总是害怕你做不到，其实你可以做得到。眼睛怎么了？
刚被碰了一下。
没事的，不能流眼泪哦。
Although she has learned to roll forwards, Natalie has not learned how to face difficulties and challenges by herself. At this moment, weak and helpless, she needs her mother's care.
你是眼睛磕着了吗？是磕着了吗？哦，其实妈妈在家不是也教你吗？前滚翻。
When Natalie comes into mom's arms, she can't help weeping tears for what she has suffered.
我觉得女孩子吧，往往是那个情绪上好像比男孩子更复杂一些，更需要安抚一些。就是她提示她敢去接受这种挑战，所以这点我还是很欣慰的。
对，来，过来，开始练功了。OK，
加油，加油，加油！
好，你们去劈腿。
Seeing that has done well, Master Yansen begins to teach Natalie Shaolin Xiao Hong Quan.
头也得一起摆到那边，走，不是一气呵成的，然后就摆过去，翻译。记住了啊，身上用劲。走。1、2、3、4、5。是不是忘记发音了？
我喊了，他喊了，太厉害了。
是不是他压住你的声音了？好了，起来了，去休息2分钟。
After class, seeing Xu Zhongpeng sitting there alone as if in a trance, Master Yansen tries to talk with him.
你要学会说话，别人跟你讲话，你要学会说哦，听见没有？不要不说话，问什么要讲什么。看着镜头，你说大家好。
大家好，
我是徐宗鹏，我今年6岁了。你自己说一次，好不好？因为这个拍了，有很多人会看你的，你妈妈也会看到你。是把这麦克给你，好吧？师傅采访你了啊，来，开始吧。先从大家好开始说啊，预备，开始。
大家好，我叫徐宗鹏，我今年6岁了，我来自少林寺3年。
这不你说的也挺好的嘛，为什么你说你不会说呢？你要学的自信一点，好不好？
When everyone gets ready to continue the practice, some monks come in. On rainy days, some performances are arranged in the training room. Master Yansen says, you can take this opportunity to enjoy their performances. Shaolin Kungfu has long been reputed throughout the world for its powerful actual combat methods and profoundness. It is not only a simple skill and fitness training but also a way of thinking and the cultivation of life attitudes. Its profound meaning has far transcended Kungfu itself. Fabian hopes that his daughter can learn something from this journey.
太凉了。
那我要喝凉的，救命啊！
As today's training is much harder, Mom feels that Natalie is already very good since she can succeed in the challenge. But the stern Master Yansen thinks that Natalie can do much better.
从今以后不能再说我不会，我做不到。明天师傅见到你，我只要让你做什么，你说我可以的，师傅，我会努力，我会加油。练功夫，就是练着你的意志力、你的忍耐力，不要再扭扭捏捏的。小女孩也要学得坚强一点。师傅说的能听懂吗？能听懂啊？那就这样吧，明天见吧。
Natalie， 宝贝，快起床，宝贝。冷不冷，宝贝？
冷了。
还是有一点，是不是？对。
A day in the Shaolin Temple starts from the morning class. At 5 a.m. the Mahavira Hall looks very solemn and mysterious. To let Natalie have an understanding of Chinese Buddhist culture, Mom asks Natalie to get up early and follow her fellow apprentices to feel the charm of the ancient culture of thousands of years. It is 6:30 after the chanting. The sky is getting lighter. Natalie, together with the fellow apprentices, comes to the dining room to have breakfast. There are some rules when you're eating. Talking and leftovers are not allowed. Natalie already learned these manners on the first day she came here. She has done well. But Xu Zhongpeng, who is sitting beside Natalie, doesn't eat up his food. Natalie's father offers to help Xu Zhongpeng eat up his food. It is near 8 a.m. after breakfast. It is a beautiful sunny day, and it happens to be a weekend. Master Yansen decides to give everyone a day off. Master Yansen takes Natalie and Xu Zhongpeng to a mysterious place.
This place是少林寺最古老的练功房。你有没有发现这练功房有很多脚坑？知道为什么吗？知道不知道？
Natalie guesses right. In Shaolin Kungfu, basic skills on legs are valued. In terms of fist skills, no matter how the body moves, the footsteps should always be in a straight line and a fixed position. As time passes, pits like these came into being. Yet there is another thing in this room that can be called the treasure of the temple.
还有这个墙上的壁画，这是500罗汉朝圣图，是不是和真人一样？你走近看看。
This large and colorful wall painting is the treasure of the Shaolin Temple, which depicts the real life of Chan practitioners over 1,000 years ago. It is a huge project. The craft of fresco is exquisite, which is very rare. Xu Zhongpeng has been in the Shaolin Temple for 3 years. Like Natalie, it is the first time for him to come here. The two apprentices suggest that their master can show his kung fu on the pits that the predecessors once stamped. To watch the master's performance, Natalie is so shocked. Having no idea of how to express her feeling, she puts her palms together gratefully. Coming out of the practicing room, the two kids start to play together. In the whole afternoon, Xu Zhongpeng and Natalie have a great time. As evening approaches, Natalie invites Xu Zhongpeng to have dinner together. Xu Zhongpeng agrees readily. But as they are waiting for the meal, what Natalie says greatly surprises her parents. After leisure and happy afternoon, it suddenly occurs to Natalie that she wants to give up learning Kung Fu. Her parents begin to patiently persuade their daughter.
好玩吗？
师傅很喜欢你，那你是不是也应该更努力一些？你自己好好想想。
够了。
你现在最想做的是什么？跟我说。
我想跟姐姐玩游戏。
明天我负责叫你起床，现在你穿衣服。
明天我不做。
哎，那你是不是？
However, her parents persuade her. Natalie turns a deaf ear to their words. The feeling of novelty when she first came here has worn off. As a kid, what Natalie faces is tiresome and arduous training. So, will she give up halfway? At this moment, what is her parents' option? Why did the experience of learning Kung Fu 20 years ago in the Shaolin Temple make Fabian unforgettable for a lifetime?
我来少林寺了以后，给我带来了很多的好处。
What is the reason for Natalie to return to Shaolin Temple?
他对少林寺的那个记忆是一个定格。
Father's perseverance, daughter's tenacity. How does Shaolin Temple change a multinational family? Please continue watching my Shaolin story tomorrow.